2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. Full set of games coming at you today as we get things rolling. The very first set's going to be the U.S. Naval Academy, going to be taking on the Liberty Flames. So Todd, Liberty, a team that we've seen in this, the top division here in college paintball throughout the years, and been quite the competitive squad. Looking to see what they bring here. So interesting in college paintball, and I love coming to this event every year because every single year, it's college paintball, man. There's turnover of players, and every year we see who's going to step up, which squads were able to maintain their competitive advantage, and which ones are, unfortunately for them, going to tumble down the ranks. That is yet to be determined. So we are going to be getting into this first matchup here in just a few moments. Also, Todd, we've seen this layout before. I really like this field layout, and I really can't wait to see what these guys are going to do with two 10-minute halves and a lot of paintball to be played today.
Yeah, this is definitely my favorite time of the year. Like you said, the college programs, these schools have built their programs over the past several years. And, some teams are always contenders. Liberty is definitely one of those teams that we always see on Sunday out here. Navy, looking to make a push. It's anybody's game when you come out here to the college championships. There's been, the regional matchups. Some of these teams have their rivalries. It's college. Everybody, everybody's the same age. Pretty much out here, you got a bunch of college kids, and, all the games are always exciting. And then when you've got two 25-minute halves, or I'm sorry, two 20-minute halves.
Two 10-minute halves, 20 minutes paintball.
20 minutes, two 10-minute halves. There's lots of paintball to be played.
Absolutely.
You always get to see those runs. Teams go on. Last year we saw a lot of big runs there at the end, and it's just an opportunity for teams to really go back and forth out here and show what they got.
It creates the potential for comebacks. When you do not have a mercy rule and you got a lot of time to work with, it creates the opportunity for you to get out there, get a lot of spins, and change the momentum of the game. Obviously, paintball, a huge game of momentum, and never more so than when you have this much time. Here we go on the breakout. Looks like Liberty, and as we see, and we saw this in the professional ranks of paintball, as that new center wall bunker has been quite the battleground. Both teams send a body up there first to go, and it looks like Navy going to try to stab out Liberty, and looks like they are going to trade out, but off of that, Chaos able to make it in here to the Snake. Got a body for the Naval Academy in Snake 1. No one behind him, though.
Yeah, they came out to that cube on the break, slowly made his way into the Snake, and now he's going to crawl up into the red zone into Snake 2. We're going to look across the field as both teams have that trade out in the middle. He's going to have open season on the Liberty players across the field as they make a couple bumps out, getting into Dorito 1 and the tall tower on the Dorito side. Another bump up into Dorito 2. Here comes Liberty matching Navy in the Snake now as Navy loses another body off the Dorito side.
Yeah, so it's Wiley here in the Snake right now on your screen for Navy, shooting crossfield. Yeah, they did lose a body. Referee comes in, gives him a check. Looks like he is clean. And also with Liberty having a body in the Snake as well. Looks like that's Chavarini, Daniel Chavarini. So those are the two players right now kind of with the ball. But here comes the move up on the D side of the field as Liberty makes a huge move, takes out one. And I think he's still alive.
He's definitely still alive. Wiley's going to get it from the front here as Liberty comes down on both sides of the Snake and makes him pay. That's Campbell come down the inside. And Chiavarini coming down the outside.
Yeah, you get a little double dose there.
They saw that coming. So good first point there by Liberty.
Well, poor Wiley, not much he could do. Wiley gets in, he does what he's supposed to do. He gets in the Snake, but couldn't see that big move was from on that D side of the field. But with the way that this field layout is, and that you're going to see guys get up to that center constantly, almost every single point. You can definitely can't quite walk up there. You got to stay low as you run up. You can't pretend, depending on how tall you are, can catch balls coming over the top of that. But this is the same layout as we saw at the Dallas NXL event, the first professional event of the season. And it was a straight trench warfare up in that center, so I'm expecting the exact same thing here at the 2016 College Championships.
Well, there's a lot of big bunkers in the back. Anytime you got a lot of tall stand-ups, that means good shooting lanes on the break. It looks like it, just from first glance, it should be a little bit tougher to make it out wide on the Snake side. You saw both teams that last point go running up the middle to the big center W bunker, shooting towards the Snake side. Both got in there, tried to lock off the Snake side right away. But if you look over to the Dorito side, if you can make out to that tall tower, the bumps to all those Doritos are actually really short. So you know, when you have bunkers like this or field layout like this where the bunkers or the bumps are really short, then you're going to see a lot of aggressive play, and it's really going to come down to winning gun battles like we say every year. You know, who come to play out here, who's been practicing their fundamentals in the off season, and you know, it's winning gunfights heads up. We saw it right there. Liberty comes out, wins a couple gunfights head up, you know, not really kills from across the field, and then it was off to the races down the Dorito side.
Yeah, I mean, once they didn't have those bodies over there to look at, and that's also what I really, every year when we come in, how quick are guys going to be making moves? Timing, such a crucial element of the game of paintball, and you know, the better players are going to be quicker on those moves, quicker. They see that opening and they take that opening once it's there. They don't wait too long to try to ponder all of the different variables and every single possible angle where they can get shot. They've already kind of done that homework in their head through walking the field and knowing. I mean, we're only talking about 5 guys on each side, right? So once you kill a couple guys, it shouldn't be that hard to figure out who's left and which way they're shooting and then execute on those moves.
Yeah, I'm looking down here too at that center wall bunker. You got 2 small temples on that Dorito side of it too, you know, making that wall bunker even a little bit bigger. If you look right there in the center of your screen, you see those 2 red Aztec temples on the Dorito side of the big W bunker. Look for teams to make moves into those on the break. Here comes both teams up the middle again, shooting towards the snake side. They both go to that snake side yellow tower. And oh, looks like the Liberty player takes one standing up tall.
Where did he catch that? Where did he catch that one from?
I think he got shot standing in the gap of the W.
Yeah, I couldn't see who shooting that angle though. Here comes move being made now by Navy down on that D side, and he gets torched up, trying to get into that red zone. Navy now making a move into Snake 1. He's wrapping around. He wants to make a move. Probably should. I don't really think anyone's shooting at him right now, and he's got a body up in that center. Oh, he gets shot on his gunfight.
Oh, looks like Wiley gets shot out of the snake. He was in there again for Navy, looking across the field, but he gets picked off as Liberty is able to space the field out. They lost bodies really fast over on the Dorito side, but there you see Chiavarini over here still on the snake tower, looking across the field toward the Dorito side as Navy made that big push right away early.
Navy still has that body though in the center, and he's just been posted on the snake side, really doing his job, but not much else other than that. I mean, he's kept him out of the snake, but when you've lost that many bodies, they've lost 2 bodies, and now he's going to get a little help as Navy moves up into the yellow zone. Stand-up center can. You can see the action on the D side of the field there, and then there's the guy in the center for Navy.
There you see Chiavarini sitting in that yellow tower, going back and forth. Navy made the bump up the middle to the yellow can, and now coming into the mini W over on the Dorito side. There's the Liberty player standing in that back center can, looking towards the snake side, crossed up with the snake side tower.
I think that's Lamar Cooper up in the center for Navy, and he's now playing both sides of that spot back and forth. You can see the battle here developing. That is the Navy player at the stand-up can. Now we can kind of get a back view here of the line for Navy. Navy want to tie this game up here, 6:25 to go now. Slow move over there, nice move though, nice crisp move up to improve his position. So good crossfield spread, pretty decent right now for Navy. They don't have anyone in the snake, but they do have good position obviously in that center and on the D side of the field with a little bit of help here on the snake side, and that stand-up can. And they have now going past the 50-yard line. Oh, he gets executed though, trying to make that move past the 50-yard line. Gonna put his remaining 2 teammates in a little bit worse position though, but I think there's still the body count right now.
It's still a 2-on-2.
Yeah, it's a 2-on-2 game, but that's a high body situation that they squandered right now.
Yeah, they had the bodies early, but Liberty able to fill out. And then, you know, kind of a tough move up there in the middle to that pin with Chiavarini looking across the middle, crossed up, chopped him up, evened it back up. So it's the 2-on-2 situation again now.
Well, Todd, I like what I'm seeing at Chiavarini. He hasn't been freaking out. You can tell by his body language, he's pretty calm. Now he's going to make a nice little move here in the snake 1. I don't think anybody picked him up. Oh, no, they picked him up. Now Chiavarini's in a good spot, but I like that calm, methodical gunfighting, and looks like he might have got a shot cross field.
Yep, he chews up that Dorito player for Navy who came across onto his side of the field, so now it's a 2-on-1 in favor of Liberty, and with nowhere to go in that center can, Navy player is going to get pinched out. That was Ryan Kearse. That's going to be a quick 2-0 lead here for Liberty.
Hey, what do we always say? Bend, don't break, right? In a low body situation, Liberty, with only 2 players left alive in those back spots, You can see Chiaverini didn't freak out. He was just talking to the guy right beside him, shooting his lanes, and definitely would have to say that, you know, the Navy just kind of dropped the ball there. I mean, they had 3 on 2. Let's check out this replay. So you're looking at Navy. There's that first body to die in the snake, and he made it in there clean. Then we're looking at another body here for Navy. That was Kierce, and couldn't do anything from that spot. And unfortunately, now the score is going to be 2-0 here with a little under 5 minutes to go, 4:55 on the clock. But that was Navy's point to win. Those are the points that when you go back and you look at them, oh, you're just so frustrated because that's when you could have tied it up. Well, let's check in with the third member of our broadcast team. So happy to have her here, Lauren Kelly, down in the pits. Lauren, what do you got for us?
Thanks, guys. I am here with Brian Natsky from Liberty. Now, you guys are historically a strong team. We see you make it to Sunday often. But last year at Nationals, you got 5th place. What have you guys done to prepare leading up to this Nationals to make sure you can have a higher placing?
One of the things we've really focused on this year was our team unity and working together as just a team and building that bond on and off the field. And that has really helped us. Plus, we have our, he's not here this weekend, unfortunately, he had a commitment, but our chaplain, Matt, we've been doing Bible studies every Thursday, and also we've been just having these little devotionals where he just pumping us up before every practice, before every tournament, everything. And that's really helped us just come together as a team, help us play together, and just be more of a cohesive unit.
Absolutely, and teamwork is always important on and off the field. What are some things you do during practice to make sure you have that cohesive team chemistry?
One of the things that we do is we work on our communication and just working on always keeping that those calls up. And I'm sorry.
Okay, there's a lot going on. Back to you guys. We'll see if they can keep this lead.
Yeah, Liberty does look pretty good. You can tell that, like we talked about. He just talked about teamwork. We were just talking about teamwork. It's evident out there right now in the way they're playing this game. Still, though, a lot of paintball to play. Only have a 2-point lead. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves here.
Liberty trying to make a big move up the middle, but Wiley went straight into the snake on the break and just chopped him up, coming to that center W bunker. And now he's going to come across and get into snake too. He's going to have control of the wire. Both teams went hard down the Dorito side on the break, but Wiley looking to be a little bit more aggressive here for Navy early.
Yeah, Todd, Navy just having survivability problems. You know, they have Wiley going over here on the snake side and definitely taking a little more ground here in this point, but they're not going to be able to win points if they're consistently down bodies and consistently losing at least 1 and mostly 2 here in the first couple points. Bodies out of their spots, not getting any production out of them. See if Wiley can try to turn things around here for him, Todd.
Yeah, Wiley's still going back and forth. Liberty's got a player in that 40 Dorito in the red section. He's wrapping around the outside trying to deal with that Navy player over there in the small W. Looks like he's getting ready to get on his horse. Here he comes on the Navy side of the field. He's coming to get him. Looks like Armistead's going to get bunked out, and Liberty continues to make the move. Referee going to check him, see if he's alive. Wiley's still alive in the snake, but he's going to get bunkered again.
Wiley's just getting worn out over here, and it's not really his fault. I mean, for the 2 points we've seen him get bunkered, everybody died around him.
Yeah, Brendan Liakos coming in and serving up Wiley once again, but it's definitely not for a lack of effort from Wiley, getting in there on the break, controlling his side, but both teams trying to go hard down that Dorito side. Giant car crash over there. Liberty ended up on the positive side of that. Wiley, second time he's ended up looking at players in his backfield. Yeah, he's getting far up on the snake side.
Let's check out this replay here. So, it looks like the point was just conceded. So we're jumping into this replay. There's Wiley. You see that move coming down the highway right there from Liberty. Just wears Wiley out, and it's going to be a long day for Wiley if he can't get guys to stay alive behind him.
Well, you know, Maddie, we've watched Liberty out here, like we've said. We've seen Liberty in this. They took 5th last year. They're a team that's consistently made the deep into the tournament out here. Navy, we haven't seen Navy out here before, at least not, you know, in the past couple years. So, you know, looks like they're taking a step up, you know, into the high division.
Which is admirable.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, the points that they've lost so far have been, you know, small mental mistakes, you know, a little bit of poor teamwork, you know, creating an advantage and then not capitalizing on it. You know, the things that you would expect from a team that doesn't have quite the experience as a team like Liberty.
Yeah, they're not getting blown off the field right now. They're losing some close points. That last point wasn't that close, but yeah, I don't.
Small moves, positioning.
Well, they need to get their survivability dialed in. anytime you see this, and you've been watching paintball for years, you know we always say this when this happens, but when you get a team that's losing bodies off the break, we would always do this when we were playing, is you got to get a team huddle going real quick, or somebody that's going to say, hey, let's get 5 bodies out alive, let's get a conservative game plan. We need to at least slow the game down a little bit so we can get out there and play some paintball, because unfortunately, if you just keep running the same game plans, it's getting guys shot off the break, it's not going to work out well for you.
Yeah.
So see if Navy can turn it around here. We've still got about 3 minutes and 2 seconds left here in this first half of play, but you know, even though the points have been relatively close, it's just been all Liberty. I do like what I'm seeing out of Liberty. I think this, you know, if they can get a good dominant win here against the Naval Academy, I think it's going to bode well for their chances. And you know, it looks like they got some talent on that squad. Oh, didn't. So it looks like Liberty drops the ball and throws away potentially this point. They only got 2 bodies out to start this one.
Looks like Navy got a little bit of a bad break too, but the player going up the middle for Liberty shoots one body off the break, going to the snake side, but then he gets bunkered out. Here comes Navy on the run, still 1 Liberty player left.
I was going to say, if Natsky could pull it out, that was Natsky up in the center for Liberty. If he was somehow able to pull out that, what was it, 2-on-4, because also it looked like Navy did. How many bodies did Navy get out? Did you see?
They got all 5.
They got all 5?
Got shot on the break.
Well, it was a 2-on-5 then.
Yeah, Wiley got shot coming out to the snake side.
Wait, 2-point game now. And yeah, if we could get another look at this breakout here from Liberty's side, I mean, talk about trying to throw momentum away. You're up 3-0, and here comes the last Liberty player sprinting out. Horn blew about then, and then the 2 players, they also got a bad start too. The only person that got a good start was Natsky going up in the center, and he's the guy that got the shot on. Was he shot the shot?
He's the one that shot Wiley running out to the snake side.
Yeah, Natsky was the only one that really was dialed in that point. But so now situation is 2-point game, 2 minutes, 31 seconds to go here in the first half. Those first couple points were relatively close. If Navy can get out, work on those survivability, and Liberty doesn't, you know, dial up their play here. I mean, you can't go to sleep obviously on anybody at any time if you want to win tournaments, but I don't know. They're maybe making it a little dramatic for us here early in the morning.
Yeah, well, you always want to set the tone, you know, as a team. You know, show that you're ready, you're prepared, you're executing your game plans first thing on Friday, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, the way that you start out your first game on Friday is a representation of everything that you've done in practice, right? As the event goes on, you make adjustments. You see who you're playing, how they're playing, how the field's playing out. You make adjustments from there. But everything that's happening right now here Friday morning, your first game of the event, is just what's worked for us in practice. You know, let's get out here, play with who's comfortable, and maybe Liberty got caught trying to substitute in some guys after getting you know, a 3-point lead early on Navy, and maybe had, you know, a little confusion in the pit, but you know, for
Maybe
Navy,
that was it.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we got some guys here. You know, Liberty's got a pretty deep roster. This is one of the deeper rosters that we've seen out here.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that was it. Hey, we're up a couple points. Let's get some new guys out there, get some fresh legs, keep our starting 5. Looks like Natsky going up in that center again, shooting towards the snake side. This time wasn't able to get that shot. Also, though, Naval Academy, they have a body close to the center. It's in that Aztec, and then Natsky's going to come around and peels off that player, and he stays alive. Nice work by Natsky there, getting that confirmed kill up the gut.
And now he's going to switch to the other side, look for that Dorito player from Navy. And it looks like there's going to be a red thrown on Liberty.
First major penalty of the tournament, but leaving just Natsky up there, and no one has picked him up yet, and Natsky's going to wear about a half dozen in the back.
Oh, there's still
another body left alive.
The Navy player
There's
doesn't.
2. There are 2 bodies left alive right now for Liberty. And the Navy player has no idea that anyone's left alive, and he's just going to run right into guns and get diced to pieces.
See, this is where we talk about
That's bad.
experience, you know, the communication, knowing where the bodies are, talking to your teammates. But, I mean, if you turn around, there's actually nobody left. His 2 bodies over there on the Dorito side both got shot. So that Liberty player who made the bump up to the mini W may have shot his wire again.
Hey, Todd,
as
yeah, there's no
Navy was coming through.
Well, I could see making a mistake of losing 1 body. Hey, penalty happens right in front of you. You're down some points. You're kind of running low on time here in the first half. What do you want to do? You want to try to get up there and try to get it closer. Let's get a look at this penalty. But what I'm trying to say is the fact that he went to sleep on 2 bodies. Okay, so you're seeing here, look at this from a little over the shoulders of Liberty. There goes that penalty, pulling out the player in the center, pulling out the player in the stand-up temple in the yellow zone. So there's still 2 players left alive there on the D side. And those guys were there at the start of the game. So, again, no excuse. Unfortunately for Navy, not looking good right now. 4-1 is the score, 1 minute, 13 seconds to go in the first half. Still 15 seconds on that Liberty penalty. We're going to be right back after a few messages. Welcome back here, 2016 National Collegiate Paintball Association Championships. Liberty taking on Navy right now, and it's pretty much been all Liberty so far. Navy has made it slightly interesting, but Liberty looks pretty good, Todd.
Yeah, Liberty, I mean, just, you know, well-oiled machine right now. You know, just firing on all cylinders over here on the Dorito side. You know, just attacking, winning gunfights, charging, making moves. If they lose a body, they're recovering really quickly. You know, definitely a team that has been here before, has some experience, and are actually now being coached by Aaron that used to play on the team. You know, was on the team last year. Aaron Thompson is now the new coach for Liberty. So a player that has experience here in the NCPA and high-level tournament paintball for several years.
What's huge to have a good coach? If you can have, you know, Todd, obviously a coach yourself. Like Liberty almost got a little bit of a bad start. Ended up being a good start, though. 4 bodies, a little power play right now for Navy. See if they could take advantage. Looks like a little battle roll for Navy trying to get into Snake 1. He gets shot out. They also lose another body, too, off that D side of the field. So what was a power play is now a low body situation for Navy.
Yeah, I think Wiley knew that he got caught in the open trying to go to that Snake and got chopped up by Natsky in the middle there. Liberty loses the body off the Dorito side. Quickly fill out to that Dorito side tower. That blue tower, good spot. But, oh, takes a bouncer in the arm. Good spot over there to protect Natsky up in the middle. Navy still trying to push up, but Natsky loses a gunfight, heads up. Oh, nope, he traded out. So 1 body walking off for each team. Campbell now in the Snake 2 for Liberty, shooting across field, looking like he wants to come into the 50. There he goes.
Well, it looks like he wants to put another point on the board here before this first half expires. Campbell going to load up another pod here, and he's getting shot at a little bit. 2 players left alive right now for Navy, trying to lock this point down and keep the time ticking off here and allow them to go in with just allow Liberty to go in with just a 3-point lead. Yeah, it looks like Campbell had a little issue with his gun, and that means that the time's going to expire. Liberty will take that 3-point lead into the second half, and it looks like about a second left on that that penalty that they got. So, you know, a second counts on a breakout. That's 1 second that you have to wait to come out and bring your gun up and start shooting downfield. But that guy should be able to get into one of those back bunkers pretty easily and stay alive.
I miss the penalty box. I like the penalty box.
It definitely adds a little dramatic
yeah,
flair.
You know,
see there,
you get stuck in there.
There's a replay. There's a little battle roll.
I've never seen a panda roll like that before.
Yeah, I mean, anytime I see a battle roll like that, I'm thinking, does somebody have a hit? I don't know. Well, looks like Lauren's with Wiley down in the pits right now. So let's check in Lauren Kelly down with Jesse Wiley.
Hey guys, I am here with Jesse Wiley in Navy's pit. Now you guys are down 3 points during this half. What are you guys going to discuss to ensure that you can close out those crucial points to tie it up and hopefully take the lead?
I think just communication right now is our biggest weakness. We're getting a few good breaks, a few bad breaks, but if we communicate, I think we can just turn the tide. There's every point's just going either way. So as long as we keep communicating, I think we can turn this around.
What were some drills you guys really worked on leading up to this Nationals event to make sure you could execute at the highest level possible?
You know, we just tried to put in as much time as we can with what limited time we had. Communication has been our biggest focal point thus far, so I mean, hopefully it'll pay off if we keep just working at it, putting in the work.
Liberty is a team that has the opportunity to get a lot of practice in between tournaments. Do you guys have that same opportunity?
We try and do our best. It's definitely not an excuse for anything that happens during the tournament, so it's all about just working hard when we get the time to get out on the field.
All right, well, I'll let you go talk to your team. Thank you so much, Jesse. Navy is down 3 points, 4-1. Liberty is up. We'll see, though, if Navy can bring it back. Stay tuned.
All right, so we're going to be right back with more of this Liberty and Navy match. Stick with us here, 2016 National Championships. See you in just a few.
The R2 has taken Dye's proven rotor platform, known for years for delivering high-level professional performance, to a new height in paintball loader technology. The R2 gives you the freedom to switch between low and high capacity, allowing for a choice between a 200 and 260 ball capacity at any time, without the need for tools or additional shells. The R2 Reload Alert gives you a progressive alert as you deplete your paint reserve. The Reload Alert system signals you when the R2 is low on paint, and it's time to reload. The patented rotor carousel provides consistently high feed rates, which far exceeds pro requirements, and a re-engineered feed system yields improved feeding reliability. With the active power conservation, the R2 monitors power needs and continuously optimizes the power supply. This active conservation of power makes the loader extremely efficient and provides excellent battery life. The R2 alerts you with a red indicator light when the batteries have reached levels low enough to possibly impede performance. The R2 can be effortlessly broken down for true toolless cleaning and maintenance. The collapsing floor tray gives you the maximum ball capacity while ensuring reliable feeding down to the last ball. And with the highest feed rate on the market, the rotor is certain to keep up with any marker. The R2 benefits from the new rapid release safeguard system. This system allows you to change between a lid and a quick feed at a moment's notice, depending on your playing needs and weather conditions. The Dye R2 loading system, proven technology with new added and upgraded functional features, bringing smart, elegant loader engineering to the game, designed with the player in mind.
And we are back here, 2016 NCPA National Championships. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. I'm Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez. So far through one half of action, it's been pretty much all the Liberty Flames. I do think, though, as we got a chance to check in with one of the players from the Naval Academy during that break, as Lauren was talking to him, he said they need to tighten it up. I think that's the key thing right here. They're getting really bad breaks for the most part, not able to keep 5 bodies alive. If they could just keep 5 players alive for a little bit longer, it's going to absolutely increase their chances, of course.
Yeah, he also talked about communication, and it's so important. It's the #1 most important to me as a coach is you can't make good decisions if you have bad information. So when they shoot a guy makes a move to fill out to a spot, they're not relaying that across the field. That's why you see players over here on the snake side trying to make moves through the middle once they see a couple bodies walk off and then get chopped up because they don't know where everybody else went to.
Or run into 2 guns on the D side when there's a major penalty, not knowing where the bodies are. So here we go. These teams switch sides. Naval Academy going to be on your right when looking here from the snake side. And then looks like Naval Academy just going balls to the wall up into that center. 2 bodies up, both one shooting towards the D side and the other one shooting towards the snake side. And Liberty's just getting bodies peeled off left and right, Todd.
Yeah, Liberty lost one on the break. They got their body out of the box, but Navy went double W. Now kind of playing it. Liberty, they lose another body and get another penalty. So just the player up in the middle for Liberty right now. And Navy, not sure if they realize it yet, but he leans out, gets a shot in on him, and that's going to do it. The Navy still don't know where the bodies came off from.
Yeah, they really
they shot one on the break, and now they got 3 bodies over here on the field, and they're still looking for players.
So, yeah, there's one body alive, and they have not been able to count the bodies. They've got to be able to count the bodies. This is the point they got to win, because now this major penalty is taken off. This point should be over. And is this guy going to run into a body as well?
That should be it. So
yeah. Where did that other guy get shot from then?
Well, the one on the break, the guy in the middle, and then the 2 bodies that walked off on the penalty. That was 4, but you see Navy, as they come through, just looking, they don't know. They don't know who's died, where they died from. You have to figure it out, and that just cost them extra seconds on that Liberty penalty.
Well, now 2-point game, and every second on those penalties is so important because, you know, it keeps the other team with one less body on the field. When you get those gifts, you have to take advantage of those, and the way you take advantage of those is you count the bodies and you talk it up. Try not to run to your death.
And they're clearly shooting people too.
Yeah.
You know, Navy, it's the second time that Liberty has gotten a penalty. They've definitely shot bodies over there on the Dorito side. They're getting up far. They continue to attack the W, which I like. I think with the W, you know, teams are starting to figure out, you know, like, how do we play this thing? And, you know, some teams don't go up there. They go up late. They delay. They try and sneak in. Some teams just go up there on the break. I'm a big fan of just going up there on the break right away.
I'm a big fan of that too. I think there's a lot of options, obviously. When you get up to that spot, if you have a tall guy, as far as angles he can shoot from there, depending on the field layout. But I'm a big fan of getting up there off the break too. Why? Because of all the points that I've seen played this year, very little times have guys actually got shot making that move off the break up to that bunker. Because when everyone's going out wide, those are the easier bodies to shoot because you're running into a fortress. And so most of the guns go out wide. Thus, you can get up there a little bit easier on the secondary. But depending on how strong the sideline bunkers are, the snake and the D side, because if those are really strong, then you want to have those couple different plays where you run 3 one way and 2 the other, and secondary the guy up to the center. But Todd, I agree with you. I'm also a fan of running them up there off the break.
Yeah, you make the other team have to worry about you because you look at the guy running up at you through those 2 gaps in the W, and you know, you think, hey, I can shoot that guy going there, and that just pulls a gun from your guy that's trying to run wide.
Yeah, it looked like it was a gross major penalty on Liberty.
Well, gross major means that player is going to be out for 10 minutes. And the referees pulled him out of the penalty box right now, so that player will be suspended for 10 minutes. He's going to have to sit.
He's got to go into paintball jail.
Yeah, he's got to go to paintball jail down there in the scorekeeper's tent. So that means a major penalty. That player is out, and he cannot be used. So referees getting it sorted on the field now. Liberty will be starting with 4. A different player will go in the box to serve the time.
So that's always disheartening too if you're Liberty and you have a lead and a guy gets a gross major like that. It just takes the wind out, or it can take the wind out of your sails a little bit. And that's, you know, again, with paintball being such a mind game, so much of this is how confident you are. I mean, obviously, yeah, there's a lot to do with the physical elements and the aspects of playing the game skill-wise, but, you know, so much of this game is what decisions do you make in those pressure situations, and how stressed you are and how you handle stress is a big factor in these games.
Yeah, I think stress got to him a little bit too much. You get a gross major.
Why though? They were up points. They're still up points, but this definitely opens the door right now for Navy. This is the chance. And then so far, Liberty, they put up those first couple points. They took the lead, and then they've just been getting penalty after penalty. So Navy's going to have to play clean here because they don't want to. You know, that's another thing that will happen occasionally too. Is when you get that, oh God, okay. They got a penalty, you start playing a little bit looser, and then the penalties start coming on your team. So here we go on the breakout. Looks like Navy gonna run 2 bodies up into that center, and body for Liberty comes off early. Just 3 bodies left alive for them, and tucked in that pocket, just in that center. Now trying to spread things out a little bit here. Get to the stand-up temple in the yellow section of the field over here towards the snake side.
There you see Wiley. He's again in the snake, in snake 2, looking across the field, trying to get shots on that Dorito side. Dickerson for Liberty gets shot out of that snake side tower by the middle player for Navy. There's Wiley. He's going to wrap and look for that body. He makes the move. Does he get through? He does. Gets into the 50. Liberty wheeling and dealing from the back center. Navy with plenty of time still, 40 seconds on that major penalty.
Smartly running that in quickly here.
So Liberty letting Navy hang around with these penalties. Navy clawing their way back in, shooting a body on the break off the snake side, putting Liberty at 3 bodies on the breakout, then instantly getting over here under the snake side. Missed the filler. That game could have been a little bit quicker. Check out this replay. Here comes the Liberty player getting shot, trying to go to that snake side tower.
Yeah, and with only 4 bodies, and then we can see, you know, Liberty There's Dickerson. David Dickerson just tucked in his spot, couldn't get small enough as, hey man, Navy is doing what they needed to do. They're taking the opportunity presented to them with these penalties that Liberty's been getting nonstop, and now they pull within one with 8 minutes and 2 seconds left to go. It's anyone's game at this point.
Yep, 1 point game, and still with the advantage, Navy, an opportunity right here with 34 seconds on this major to try and even it up before Liberty goes back to full strength. So, but 8 minutes, 2 seconds, a long time. So this one definitely could go either way. There you see Aaron Thompson right there with the headband on and the green shirt, the new coach of Liberty, trying to lay out game plans for his team here with 4 bodies. This should not be that difficult, though, for Liberty to burn off this penalty. You know, you can see 4 big stand-ups in the back. You got the tall cake in the back center. You got the blue can, the blue tower on the Dorito side. The yellow snake tower, a little bit harder to make. We saw Liberty just get shot going there on the break, but you know, if you're just trying to get your guy out of the box, we've already seen Liberty double up that can. Looks like Liberty's going to take a timeout here.
Yeah,
get more time.
So as we can see, we can pause here, and as you're looking at the field, so Todd, talk us through again what you were just talking about. How do you burn, if you're Liberty needing to burn 34 seconds, left-hand side of the field, talk me through that.
Well, what I would do, you know, going up to that Dorito side, obviously you can get a guy, you can split that back center, right? It's turn around, shoot your gun. You have lanes on both sides of the field. So you can either put 2 guys in the back there, or you can have 1 guy and then another guy go to that blue can just to the snake side of it, right? That Dorito, that first Dorito at the very bottom middle of your screen right now is only another like step or 2 past that tall blue tower. So sometimes when you have a bunker that's close like that, it's worth it to try and get out a little bit wider to create some space over on that Dorito side. We've already watched people run up to that small W, which is the red bunker behind the 40 red Dorito. You see on the left side of your screen that small W. You know, Navy and Liberty have already ran to that spot on the break, so making that first big yellow Dorito that's facing forward shouldn't be that hard. So, you know, if I was going to get some spacing, I'd probably try and get it over there on the Dorito side. You can go 1 to the Dorito, 1 to the tower, 2 in that back center, or 1 to that back center, and 1 to the blue can, you know, and just try and be alive for 34 seconds. They tried to run to that snake yellow tower over here on the break, and that's where they lost their body early, with Navy sending 2 bodies up the middle to that W right away, picked off that runner, and, you know, really didn't burn that much time off the major penalty.
Yeah, Todd, great breakdown. Now we just got a glimpse there in Liberty's pits, as you can see the coach. I think it's Thompson is his last name?
Thompson.
Yeah, Thompson, former Liberty player, arguably probably maybe their best player ever to come through that program. Now coaching, you see there with the Planet Eclipse shirt on, talking to his boys. He's got his massive tablet out.
We were talking to El Todd last night, the former coach of Liberty, said that Thompson was one of the best players. Plus, I believe a guy named Davidson, I believe, from a year or 2 ago. One of the best players come out of Liberty.
Liberty's had some great front players come out of that squad over the years.
Yeah.
Some really aggressive snake guys. So we'll see, though. Liberty kind of in a bad spot right now with a body in the penalty box for the next 32 seconds. They decide to send a body all the way up in that center. I think that's David Dickinson again. Ooh, and he gets the drop on the body for Navy. So that's going to allow both teams to get into the snake.
There goes Wiley in there again. Campbell in there for Liberty, playing heads up. Wiley's looking across the field trying to shoot that Dorito side tower. 6 seconds till Liberty gets their body out of the box. Oh, Wiley getting shot out of the snake for Navy. That's going to open it up for Liberty.
Yeah, this is huge for Liberty right here. Navy really needed to utilize this power play and tie this game up. That would have been huge, but unfortunately for them, just losing too many bodies out of their spots. They get into good positions, and then they just lose gunfights. Liberty, definitely the better gunfighters out there, really making that statement, as Natsky's going to grab that flag and force Navy to concede another point here, which will take that lead to 5-3, and burning through that gross major penalty, though they still will lose that body. He's going to have to sit out for the next 10 minutes of game time over here in paintball jail.
You ever served time in paintball jail?
I did actually serve time in paintball jail one time. You remember an old school NXL referee named Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like crazy looking skinhead dude.
Yeah, big angry white guy.
Yeah, big angry white guy. Yeah, so we ended up becoming friends, but anyway, I shot a guy. Dude cheated me. Bob didn't call it. I gave Bob a piece of my mind. Threw a 10-minute major on me. So and I sat there, and Rich Telford at the time, my captain of my team, he was just giving me, every time he'd come out for a point, he'd be like, "Can't believe you did this to us." And I'll be like, I was right. I just to this day, I don't even care. I'll take that penalty. All right, so yeah. So I've been there before. It sucks to be in paintball jail. That was the one and only time. We'll get to a couple of your stories here in a little bit. We're going to be right back after these messages. Stick with us.
How do you know I did time?
So welcome back here, 2016 NCPA College Paintball Championships. I'm Matty Marshall, Todd Martinez. So we got just about 7 seconds to go before the start of this very crucial point for Navy. This is it right here. Navy, they need to get this point to stay in this match. Down by 2. If they go down by 3, and yeah, there's still 7 minutes left here, but it's not. They're not going to be able to do it. No. This is the point.
So Liberty starting with 4 bodies. I guess with the gross major, you're not getting that body back out of the box for the full 10 minutes. So Navy continuing to run 2 bodies up to the W on the break.
Just got a little info. It looks like they had a gun problem, couldn't get the guy out in time.
Oh.
Which to me, you have 12 dudes on your roster. How is that an option?
Yeah, right. But here comes Liberty blazing down the Dorito side of the field. Hasn't stopped. Is just gunning down Navy players.
Gets a little 2-pack there, coast-to-coast run. Nobody picked him up. And this is what we're talking about, lack of communication here on Navy. They're making it to spots, and this is another problem along with survivability off the break. But when they do get into good spots, look, everything comes down to lanes and angles, right? So if I'm up in the center wall and I'm the guy in the snake and I look over and I see my guy looking snake side, and there's no one else left alive on our team, I better be looking towards the D side. Or tell him to look towards the D side and I look the snake side. Because if you just have 2 guns left and you're both looking on the same side of the field, what's going to happen? A guy is just going to just tippy-toe all the way down on the D side of the field. That guy didn't even go that fast.
No.
But no one shot at him, so he just kept going and then riddled the last 2 dudes in the back and point over, and now Liberty with a commanding 3-point lead with 6 minutes and 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was like a casual stroll through the park. I mean, I know we're out here at this nice new field, you know, just taking a regular morning walk through the park, guns blazing down that Dorito side.
Yeah, he just ran gun up the whole time. Nobody picked him up.
Yeah, shot his entire loader at everybody on the Navy side of the field.
Yeah.
Couldn't do anything about it.
But this is what's a little scary for Liberty right now. Liberty, favored in this game, been a veteran of the competition here at the College Paintball Championships in this division. But we're seeing some cracks in their armor here. Lots of penalties, some bad organization. And let's get a replay here if we could check this out from that last point where the player that didn't make it out in time with a gun issue with, again, when you're rolling as deep as Liberty is. So here he's coming out at the last second and tries to change guns out. So he changed another gun out, goes in there, and they couldn't, and then they have to start with 4. But here's the problem, like I was going to say, is that you can't just leave it up to one guy to have a point and run all the way down there and hope that Navy makes the mistake and not looking towards the D side to save the day.
Yeah.
It's good that they're doing that, but it's, again, if they start playing some of these the teams that are higher ranked here, that are a little bit more of the favorites, it could be scary for Liberty.
Well, that's another point, too, where Navy played 5-on-4 and had an opportunity to put a point on the board, and we're unable to do so. So after coming in within 1, making it a 3-4 game, Liberty scoring the last 2 points in a row, starting down bodies, and now they are going to be back to full strength.
So on the breakout here, Navy again sends 2 bodies up into that center. They've been able to pretty much walk up into this center 50, but what are they doing from there is the big question. And more often than not, it's guys dying around them, and then they're getting run down. So right now, Liberty just trying to take those far spots. They get out real wide over here. First time we've seen a guy in this back bunker on the snake side of the field, and he's just locking things down, rolling his gun.
Yeah, and Navy made it up to that center W on the break, had an opportunity to shoot him. Missed him, let him get out wide. Now he's just going to get in there and camp out. Make Navy come through the middle. Liberty crossed up in the 2 blue stand-ups, now making a move into Dorito 1. There you see that snake corner player from Liberty. There's the double wall. Looks like they're going to lose one, though, off that Dorito side. He's going to come off first as Liberty's starting to make a push up that Dorito side, getting into the W. They lose one body, though, however, off the snake side.
And lose another body out of that center, getting shot out of his spot. Actually traded out, though, with number 54 for Liberty in that back corner bunker. That was Christian Campbell over there, kind of been all over the place.
There goes Smith again, running down that Dorito side, bunkering out a Navy player, but another Liberty player going to catch a major. I don't think the refs even brought their yellow flags today. Liberty's just catching majors left and right. And that's just going to get the bodies pulled for Liberty as Navy. Hey, they're going to grab that flag.
That guy is fast. I think that's Arena. Jose Urena for Navy Academy. Has got some wheels on him. So now this is going to be a 2-point game here. Well, you know, I was saying that if Navy didn't score that last point, that Liberty should run away with this one. But if Liberty keeps throwing these major penalties out here, they're going to make this game as interesting as it is. And there's still a chance here for Navy.
Yeah, I mean, they're still close no matter what. They just have to win these 5-on-4s.
Yeah.
You know, here comes another one.
Well, let's check in with Lauren. I think maybe she might have some information about all this penalty chaos that's going on with Liberty. Lauren, what do you got?
Hey guys, yeah, as you are seeing, Liberty is having a problem with penalties. I wanted to give you some information on that gross penalty that Josh Akuda got. He got it because he was filling his paint, and as he was filling his gun, he was shot in the pod. He looked at the ref and then threw the pod, which is why he got that gross penalty. Here at the NCPA Nationals, when you get a gross penalty, it is a 2-for-1. So they pulled another player, put him in the box for 2 minutes, and Akuda is out for the rest of the match. They did already burn out that penalty, so they won't have it on the board anymore. Back to you.
Refs being tough out there. I'm not a fan of that penalty. We just came from the Millennium event in Barcelona, a little outside of Barcelona, Spain, for their first event of the European Professional Series. And we saw a couple of those at that event as well, too. And hey, man, if a guy gets hit and wipes it, absolutely, gross major. You saw him, huge chest hit, just wipe that thing off. That's what that penalty exists for. But that whole, like, I got shot on the pod and ditched it, okay, call penalty on it. But how is that a gross major? It's, you know, again, it's in the technical term, it's a pod wiping hit.
Yeah,
but if you're not actually wiping it, then I don't know. Again, I'm not saying don't pull a penalty on that, because you did get shot. You get shot, you're holding anything, it doesn't matter, you're going to get pulled. But 10 minutes,
I think it's
you got to go to paintball jail for that?
I think it's just the fact that it's intentional. You know, you knowingly tried to stay alive, whether you wipe a hit off with your hand.
So regular
or
major then.
Shuck your pod.
Regular major then.
Well, if a ref sees you deliberately wipe a hit, then that's definitely paintball jail. You know, if you get shot and then play on super bad, then, you know, that's just a regular major. But again, it's still kind of the same intent, right? I'm dead, but I'm still going to go kill more people.
I get it, but my point is that going to paintball jail for throwing a pod is a little rough. Regardless, it happened, and here comes Dickerson on the run through. Dickerson gets 1, he gets 2. I think he might get 3 here. And Dickerson, I think, is still alive. Wow, this is what Liberty has been making mental mistakes to put themselves in a low body situation, and then guys just step up and have games. But
yeah, I saw that hit on his pack. Referee gonna go pull him on it. I'm not sure if he got that.
Hold on a second. How was that a minor? Dickerson runs through and shoots everybody and gets a minor penalty for a hit, and a dude that gets shot in his pod and drops it gets a 10-minute paintball jail penalty.
Well, they're going to say it's because it was on his pack and not on his body.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm just saying.
Pack and loader. Well, let's see. Here he comes.
It's a beautiful move. Yeah, beautiful move nonetheless.
Yeah, that's probably where he got the hit right there. And then he takes off. And then once he got to right here and turned and faced us, that's where I saw the hit. You see it right there on his left-hand side. But he probably got it on his initial trade out before he went and ran and bunkered everybody. Regardless, here was Campbell coming down the side of the field, looking for bodies, but
smart follow-up by Campbell.
Yeah.
He sees Dickerson go run through, and what do you do when you see your boy run through? You get right behind him, not necessarily right behind him, but you follow through the move.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be shooting at Dickerson. Campbell comes up, just playing that stop, that safety valve, just in case things don't work out, and also taking those important, upfield positions.
Look for the guns to switch. You look for the guy that was shooting at you to instantly look the other way at your boy. and then try and make a move off of that.
So Liberty's been making it interesting, but still just having players step up in the points, putting the team on their back, and making sure that they keep this lead. So now they got that 3-point lead back with 4 minutes and 2 seconds to go. Still a minute left to go on the, what is that, their 5th penalty of this match?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that's number 5.
So next up, coming after the conclusion of this match, is going to be the Drexel Dragons, going to be taking on the Fresno State Bulldogs. So stick around for that one. And the second match of the day, full day of competition here, Prelims 2016 NCPA Championships.
Here comes Navy with the double dub again. Losing 1 body, but starting with 3. So Navy with the instant advantage. Wiley's in the snake again. And Navy going to continue to run in the middle of the field in the wide open and get chopped up. And also not know where the bodies are.
And also losing the body count again. And then he's just going to take cover, man. Wiley, I think that was Wiley, right?
Yeah, that was definitely Wiley.
Yeah, so Wiley goes and runs the flag. He sees that there's a guy left alive. And instead of just taking position and gunfighting with him and letting his players follow up and try to actually score a point and and pull within 2, instead he just head down, just starts running to try to hang the flag. I mean, there wasn't a chance in hell that guy was missing that shot.
No. I mean, they started with 3 bodies, and they shot 2 right away. That was just the 1. All they had to do. The Navy started with their 5. Where did all these guys die? They only have 1 body left, and Liberty's about to get one out of the box in 3 seconds. Oh, he wins it, but is he going to run straight into that gun? Now he's got to win another one-on-one.
And he didn't look at the clock.
Cooper.
That's Urena, yeah. Jose Urena again. Is that? Oh, it's Cooper.
Yeah, Cooper wins a one-on-one, goes running down the field just as the Liberty player, I believe Smith, comes out of the box, has to win another one-on-one, but doesn't see the guy come out of the box and gets shot going to the middle.
I'll tell you what, though, at least for Navy, if they can tighten up these mistakes they're making, they're horrible mistakes in the sense that they're putting them in these bad situations, but these are fixable mistakes.
These are
very fixable. They just need their coach to isolate the issue. You always need to isolate the issue and hold your players accountable. Yeah. You can't just be like, hey, you tried, buddy, good job out there, max effort, amazing. Yeah. No, you have to hold them accountable, isolate the issue. The issue here is communication. Yeah, the survivability is an issue, but let's just skip that, right? Because they're putting themselves interpoint into some good spots, as you can see the replay here. But they just they need to keep that cross-field communication, count bodies, and talk it up, and then also watch the clock. Yeah. If you have a penalty, you need to be able to see the clock, put yourself in a position to shoot that body when he comes out, or at least not just go running into his gun.
Yeah, Cooper did a good job to win that one-on-one, but he should have never even been in that situation.
So it looks like Lauren's got an update for us down in the pits.
Thanks, Maddie. Yeah, Navy here is talking in the pits a lot about communication. During that last point, Cooper just didn't really know what else was going on the field. He thought it was a one-on-one against Liberty, which is what caused that confusion and caused them to lose that point. Back to you.
Yeah, I mean, that's definitely what we saw. Again, it just comes, these are small things that can be fixed for Navy. But again, you have to hold your players accountable. Somebody in that pit has got to be figuring out the issues, isolate the issue, and then hold your players accountable. So now got about 17 seconds to go before the start of this next point. 2:32 on the clock, and a big 4-point lead right now for Liberty.
So Liberty going to be back to full strength. Getting all 5 bodies back out. Navy, let's see if they go 2 guys to the W again. They go 1, Liberty goes 2. Here comes Liberty, going to trade out right away on the break. Another Liberty player tries to come through on the other side. He gets shot off. So Navy's going to take that 2-for-1 trade up in the middle, and they get Wiley into snake 1.
Yeah, Wiley dives into snake 1, immediately looks cross field. He does have a player in front of him, and that player I think might have either just got bounced or shot because he's asking for a check. The ref running in. Wiley on your screen right now, trying to stave the attack off. He's pushing down on that D side of the field, and Wiley's not been able to get the shot. He's still alive. Wiley finally picks him up when he gets all the way into his backfield. So there's the snake battle on your screen. Wiley on your right. Liberty player on your left, and Liberty player is just trying to take the time off. I mean, he's engaging in this gunfight, but right now it's just him left alive looking at looks like 2 bodies, so he just needs to try to slow these guys down as much as possible. Actually, no, there's still another body left alive, so now it's a 2-on-1. Here, Wiley, last player left alive for Navy.
Oh, and Wiley's going to wear it again from Liakos coming down that snake side.
Nice work by Liakos here. He got into the snake. Didn't slow play it, but he understood the time issue at stake and definitely counted the bodies. Just solid paintball right there. And Liberty, no penalties there, so thank God for them on that. They need to fix that because they don't want to head into play some of their games later on getting 5-6 penalties a game. There's Liakos on the run through, takes out Wiley, stitches him up pretty good, and then still keeps that gun up to look downfield, and that's what Navy has not been doing. Eyes downfield, scanning, looking for streams of paint, incoming streams of paint, and also staying close to bunkers, just in case somebody picks you up and you have to dive back and stay alive.
Yeah, just overall field awareness, you know, knowing, it's not just knowing how many guys on the other side of the field are dead, it's knowing that your whole team is dead on the other side of the field too, and you got to protect yourself.
You know what, another thing I love about the college championships, other than the camaraderie of the teams and just kind of coming out and getting to see who the new players are going to step up on each squad and which teams are good every year, but if you're watching at home, this is a really good tournament for players that are looking to get better at paintball to watch, because there's just so many different instances. There's a lot of paintball being played, and so there's a lot of times where you can kind of, you know, look and see, you know, how can these guys get better, right? And so if you're out there and a young up-and-coming player, definitely want to watch some of this weekend and kind of see, you know, where you can fix your own game. Let's check in again with Lauren.
Thanks. I am here with Chris Smith in the Liberty pit. Now, you guys are ahead 5 points. You only have 1:13 on the clock. You're clearly going to take this win. Something Navy has been struggling with is communication. As a team who has worked well together and been successful over the years, what are things teams can do to improve communication on the field?
Use names. I mean, turn around and actually look at the guy. A lot of people get into the zone and just screaming, and we still have problems with that too. We haven't been perfect in this game either. We've had a problem with penalties, and hopefully after this one we clean up the penalties and be able to move past that. And yeah.
All right. Well, Liberty is up 5 points. We'll see if Navy can get any more points on the board before this is over. Back to you guys.
So Navy, good cross-field spread here, though. Do not attack the center, and Liberty, even with their huge lead, trying to have some fun. They send 2 bodies up in that center of the field. Looks like Licaros is getting checked out again by the referee here. Back corner bunker for Liberty. He's alive. Navy trying to get into Snake 1. He gets torched. That's why you send a body up to the center and watch that lane. Nice work by Liberty. Now he's just wrapping around that center. You can see their left-hand side of your screen, and he launches. Nobody picks him up. He gets 1. Might have got a 2-pack. Nope, looks like he only got that 1. He did get 2 confirmed kills, though.
Going to pull that body out of the middle, though, and now Liberty's going to be able to get into that Aztec. Looking to launch again, trying to double-team that Dorito 2 for Navy. He's only got 1 body to help him, and here comes the launch down the Dorito side. He is going to get shot. Trade out. Back center still holding it down, but he is going to feel the pressure coming from that Dorito side of the field as Liberty, with 2 bodies left alive, 4 seconds left, trying to get that extra point.
Boyer's going to be able to get in there in time. Oh, just in time. Boyer rumbling, stumbling, bumbling, and just tags up, I think, just in time to get that last point on the board there for Liberty. Boyer getting checked out by the ref.
I think he hit the turbo button there at the end.
Point is good.
He hit the little turbo pad.
So it looks
launched him in, got him that last point.
Put in the cheat code real quick for the boost of speed.
Yep. Take it to double digits.
Yeah, ran over the gold star in the middle. Yeah, nice work by Boyer. So it looks like Liberty hitting that double digits with 10-4 as the score. So Navy's really going to have to fix multiple things here in their next set. So before we sign off for a short break, before we get into the Drexel Dragons Fresno State Bulldogs match, let's check in with Lauren down on the sidelines.
Thanks. I'm here with David Dickinson. Congratulations. You guys won that with quite a substantial lead, your first match of the weekend. While you did win that match, you guys definitely had a lot of penalties. Do you historically have problems with penalties, or was this an unusual occasion?
This was unusual for us. Normally we like to play really clean, really towards the book, on the record, and today, I don't know what happened. We got caught in packs, caught in hoppers, didn't feel it, and ended up getting penalties because of it.
Absolutely. Overall, I think you guys played pretty strong, but are there any things you think you can improve moving on this weekend to ensure you excel and make it to the finals?
Yeah, I think definitely we need to get our communication up. Communication is the biggest part of paintball, I believe, and our communication is good, but it could always be better, and that's what we need to work on the most.
Last year, I believe you guys got 5th place at Nationals. Was there anything that stood out last year that you think caused you guys to get into those semis and those final matches?
I think the guys, a lot of our younger guys that we brought in, trained up from guys that have never played paintball, really stepped up, really did the work, put in the time required, and it showed on the field.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. Next up, we will have Drexel versus Fresno State Bulldogs. Stay tuned. You won't want to miss it.